So rather than look at a reassembly of drive A and all the work I went through to get it figured out in this video, we're going to go ahead and just take a look at, instead, at drive B, and basically go through the steps it took to lubricate the slide and get the drive working again. So, I learned from drive A, it was a long process. Drive B will go much quicker. So with that said, let's jump in and service drive B.
So having worked my way through the A drive here, and getting it to the point where I think it works satisfactorily, I can go ahead and I can get the disc to go in, disc to come out. And the mechanism, I think, is working well enough. It's a little stiffer still than I'd like, but every time I cycle it, it does get a little bit looser. It's like we thought up front. It's just dead grease. So I'm going to set him aside. I'm not going to have to tear this drive down nearly as far as I did the other one, as I really tore the first drive down quite a ways to get a good look inside. But I am going to go ahead and remove the little cover here so that I can get a little bit better view down into the mechanism. I'm going to go ahead and remove this side plate here as well, like I did last time. See if I can get the spring to release here. Yep. I want to pull these C-clips if I can. Sometimes you got to push them off. Apologies for the noises outside. So again, that dead grease is just really sticky here on everything, including these little C-clips. Trying to be careful so I don't lose them. Okay, that one worked loose as well. We've then got the two little, this is the same thing I saw on the other drive. The grease has gotten so thick that those really don't want to come off. I can find the pair of pliers I used earlier. Here they are, to kind of work those off. I just gently grabbed onto it and kind of walked it up. It shouldn't be nearly this stiff, and that's just the grease that is just bitten into it. And got everything gummed up and nasty. And the same thing with this one. I'm going to take all of those. Wish I had a better dish for this, but I really don't. I'm just going to soak them in the lid here. I will, of course, pour the remaining alcohol out of here. I'm just going to let those soak in there. The first one, it was gunked up so bad, and I should be able to now to just lift this up out of here. And I can see it's going to be a little interesting to put together because of this spring that needs to push up against it over here, but that's fine. We can take that spring off. And we kind of see what we saw on the other one. There's lubrication on here, but it's pretty old and pretty nasty. And everything just needs to be cleaned off. So, some Q-tips. I'm just going to do what I did last time, get to the points where there's large amounts of dried out grease and just soak it in alcohol for a minute to help break it up. Let's see how much of it'll scrub up off of there. Like last time, it's not a lot of material that seems to be coming off. It's just a very small amount of it that's just all gummy, but it's enough to kind of act like almost a glue everything together. And inside of here, it's sticky with it. It's literally sticky on the inside where that dead lube was, whatever kind of grease that was. So I'm just gonna, as I can, clean that off. And what I saw on the last one is as I clean on one side, it flows through onto the other side. And just kind of, I think on this one I'll actually take a paper towel to it as part of the final cleaning. Definitely, it's leaving a white film. I need that pin to clean up, and this little pin down here to clean up as well. We'll start thinking about some lubrication. I guess the first thing I should do is get that spring back on there, since that was kind of a problem on the other drive to put on after the fact. Doesn't need near that much. I kept trying to work more of the white lithium grease down onto, or between, after mounting this back on. Kind of got to get the spring out of the way. Get that to kind of drop back down into place. And the spring still came off. And your why is that so stiff? There's why, because it wasn't sitting down flush. That's way too much lubrication. I need to wipe most of that back out of there. Now that we've kind of created witness marks on everything. Hello. No idea the best way to do this. I'm not going to say the right way. The way I did it's the way I did it, right or wrong, good or bad. It is what it is. I need this spring out of the way. I need him up and out of the way. Good, that just slid right down on with no trouble, which is what I wanted. As that one just did. Gonna get the better glasses on for this. try to use my finger. There it went. Get this one centered back up. What are you catching on there? There you go. And same exercise with this one. Here it went. I don't have that tool, sadly. I don't even know what it might look like. So now I got to get this spring on. And stretched over to here. Let's see how much better that is. You know, it's not engaged. It's just like the other one did. It's not quite engaging 100%. We've got other spots on here that are sticky with old lube. Like right there. Yuck. I'm really surprised how slow that moves. Now I'm going to do something here that people are going to scream at and say, no, don't do that. Let's put a little bit of 3-in-1 oil on some of the pivot points. It will break up the old grease. The problem with 3-in-1 is it does attract dirt and lint. I will have to come back in at some point and tear this completely down. And clean this all out of here. But for now, getting very little. Well, I got more than I wanted. It's got a disc in it already. A little drop up here. I think you'll agree that where we started, which is you couldn't even load a disc, to where we are now, that's a huge improvement. Enough of one that I think we have a chance now with the machine booting. Disc out, it'll sit down onto its face a little easier. Kind of work this little cover into place. I think that's sufficient. We can put this back together and see if it boots. Happy with that.